Well, James, your assessment of tonight's game?
I thought FC United played well. They were well organised, well drilled. They used the strengths of the players quite well. They were good in possession. So I was just disappointed with just a lack of quality, especially in the final third. The crosses, the shots, your choices. So I can't really grumble. Although all we wanted to do was second half is give ourselves a chance, and if we'd taken a goal, then it would have been interesting to see how the game would have panned out.
If the Scott Spencer chance goes in just after the restart, instead of hitting the post, it might have been a different night, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think we hit the post twice. So and we perhaps we huffed and puffed, and there was. I mean, Scott did give us a little bit of quality. I just didn't think the forward players were connecting at all, and it was sporadic to say the least. And to be fair, it was against Stalybridge until we put Josh and Scott up front, and we got into a kind of a rhythm of being able to pick up the balls and slide people in, and it was difficult because we had a few players that had fatigue. You could see that had effect on some of their physicality and some of their mental choices. And then when you're a goal down and you feel the game, we're looking for leaders, we're looking for characters, and it was a tough game to get back into.
You mentioned fatigue. Was that why Courtney Mepham-Walter was taken off?
No, it was a difficult one. Fans will question that choice. I just felt that we needed to get another centre forward on. I didn't think three holding midfielders was the right choice. Then you're looking at it's a bigger space, so you need the players with a bit more legs. I don't think we needed the physicality. The only time we needed physicality was when the goalkeeper was chipping it into Harry Winter. We needed to get Lewis on that side rather than Gary. Just little things like that we needed to iron out. And unfortunately, the players, I'm asking them to iron these things out for themselves, and they're not. So you kind of have to keep adjusting. I think playing a tighter shape, narrower, if you like, a 4-2-2-2, prevented them switching the play. So they were forced down the sides, and then sometimes they were overhitting it. As long as we didn't allow them to get a 2v1 on the fullbacks, but by and large I think we sort of restricted them. But like I said, when we had our period of a bit of pressure, we just didn't show enough quality to get the goal and get ourselves a foothold in the game.
I mean, you seem to start well, but you mentioned the switch of play then. That's exactly how the first goal came about, wasn't it? We didn't seem to cope with that or contend with that. So.
Yeah, well, we've got, like I said, we've got players. I mean, the habit of players is to get behind the ball, and if you get behind the ball, you tend to let the pressure off the ball behind. You let people play in front of you, and then that prevents. Whereas what we wanted our attacking players is to keep them locked down one side, and too often they got goal side and let them open the play, which led to the goal ultimately. They've got it out to the left back and he's whipped it in. The alternative is you play with two wingers who backtrack all the way, but you still leave yourself isolated up front. So we either sit deep and contain, or else you try to prevent the switch. And I think unfortunately our front three and the midfield three, there was a bit of a gap between them. And like I said, by playing a 4-2-2-2, I felt that we'd have Craig Carney and John Marsden filling that space, preventing the switch, and therefore the turnover of the ball was quicker for us, and then we were able to put a little bit of pressure on him.
Quick word on Josh Amos, if you will. I thought for a full debut in an atmosphere like this, I thought he did really well. He occupied their centre half, certainly for the first 25-30 minutes. It was incredible. Yeah, but the problem was that we did, I don't know if it's the players playing around him or his awareness of players. Northwich, we kept things quite simple, and the two and we were kind of like at sixes and sevens, who's going round the front, who's going round the back, and that's where John Marsden's quite good at playing around the front, and Danny Lloyd got a lot of opportunity in the first half by playing down the middle, but didn't really spring himself, or Josh, always coming back, and then we had no width. There was a couple of things we need to iron out, and we're trying to find the right fit. It's different when you play Scott Spencer up front because they're aware of playing with the back to the goal. But no, I was pleased with Josh, and he did enough against Stalybridge to deserve his start. And I mean, even tonight we've seen the sort of element of fatigue in Kay, and he may have injured himself. So I think Josh deserved the start, but a little bit like Dicko, he's kind of
We can spend ages and ages on him working at bringing other people into the game, but what we need to do is get him simply bearing down on goal and get crosses, get him facing the goal. If we can get him facing the goal, we'll see goals. So there's work in progress. We knew that. It's always disappointing to end the week with a defeat, but you know, we're relatively pleased with the two games that we've had. We've shown character to come back into the games. We've shown some quality. We've shown good fitness Tuesday night. Maybe just a second away game in such a short period was just too much to bring more quality out of them.
With another game coming on Tuesday, how hard is it for you to get the players together, to have any time with them, to maybe drill some of these things in?
Well, we don't have time. I mean, you can't ask players. I mean, it's a 3-day week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And particularly this week it was Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So next week it'll be match Tuesday, train Thursday.
Games.
Yeah, and I mean, full-time sides get the opportunity to, on a Monday, maybe to, you know, this is the issue for me. I'll go to Halifax tomorrow and watch the game, but all I can do is talk the players through what they do. And then, you know, but that's, like I said, that's what part-time football is. They have the same problems. Maybe Halifax have different ways of doing things. I don't know. But like I said, it'll be a tough game. We expect Halifax to be one of the contenders, and like I said, it'll be a real test for us. You know, I wouldn't judge us on tonight. I think we're below par. I wouldn't judge us on the other games. I think what we need to do is judge us after, say, 10 or 12 games when we've played a couple of the big hitters. We've played games back to back. So we've got a lot of tough games coming up. You know, we've got a double header over the bank holiday weekend. We've got to play Halifax, one of the favourites. We've got to play Darlington away on a Wednesday night. So a lot of big arse there. So what we want to do is just always give ourselves a chance of winning games. And when we put ourselves in the chance of winning this game, unfortunately, we didn't take the opportunities.
You mentioned Big K. It looked like a hamstring problem. Is that the diagnosis?
Yeah, a minor one if that. But I don't know whether, I thought he got a knock originally, and he seemed to be limping, and then he sort of opened his legs to put a bit of pressure, and like I said, but you know, I mean, for me, that's the beauty of the squad. I mean, Adam Thomas has come in, and when we played Hensford, he played centre forward. He's mobile, so depending on what system we play, you know, Adam Thomas was a bit unfortunate to miss out because Scott was fit. So we'll have to see how Scott responds. He looked like his dead leg was affecting him. But like I said, the lads are reasonably fit and they'll recover well. So I expect a high energy game come Tuesday night, and we'll need to be bringing our A game on Tuesday night to beat Halifax.
Having said all that, obviously everyone's despondent you lost a game, but 6 points out of 9, that's probably, you're probably content with that as a return, aren't you?
Yeah, but there's elements that worry me. The amount of goals we're conceding, or we look, you know. So what we need to do is decide on how we want to, you know, whether we're going to be a difficult team to beat, or are we going to be a team that goes on the front foot to win games. We did that against Alfreton and Stalybridge. We decided that we're set about going to win the game. You could argue that we end up with four strikers on this game. So we're setting about trying to win the games, and if you don't have that mentality, you end up with 3 draws instead of 2 wins and a loss. So I'm pleased enough with the return, because I still think we've got lots to learn. I think we're still a long way from being a team that's going to be there or thereabouts, and I think the potential is there. What we need to do is just keep learning from the experiences, keep trying to find the right formula for us, and then when we've got that formula right, let's just make sure that we keep applying ourselves properly to that formula.
It's always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks so much.